Hi everyone, it's Diane with Batik, and today I did not drive straight to the office from home. I took a little detour. It is a beautiful morning this morning. I know it's not going to stay that way. We're supposed to get weather, a lot of rain this afternoon, tomorrow, Monday, but today was a perfect time for me to take this detour. I have not been to our rainbow gardens this year yet. The flowers are blooming, the birds are chirping, the chimes are ringing, and I just had to take a video. I hope you enjoy this little treat of a special place in our town of Mayville, North Dakota that I don't think I enjoy enough, and I certainly don't think our community enjoys enough, but you will absolutely love it. I will see you on the other side of our magical rainbow garden. Today I'm going to take you through our rainbow garden in Mayville, North Dakota, and this is just the most fantastic little retreat that is set next to the Goose River, and I mean you can hear the birds. It's right across from our island park, and Joe Ewan and friends of hers started this amazing garden. It has grown and grown and grown through the years. Look at the entryway. This arch was dedicated to her. Several people have donated artwork and structures and sculptures, and our town is filled with volunteers who make this an absolutely amazing place. I'm actually going to take you through a quick tour, and oh my goodness, the chime up in the tree, if it were a windier day, you'd be able to really hear the deep tone. I'm going to start over here, and if you have little kids, definitely come down here. I mean, these are all here waiting for you to use and tootle around the garden. There's a miniature garden. How fun and how cool is this? A little reading area. This is new. This was not here. The book library was here, but I think it's really neat that these chairs are sitting here for you to just sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and read a book. Absolutely love this. Bruce and I would come over here from time to time and sit on the picnic table, have our lunch, because we're less than a mile away. I mean, look at this. This was dedicated, but it's called The Seeker. And Greg Vettel, let me tell you, he is the most creative person, and all of these little parts move. It's like really super fun. Save your antiques, people, and turn them into amazing, look at this fan, amazing little structures and sculptures. Again, this is called the Finder. And look at the garden. It's filled with little areas. Somebody has actually written on our stones, our walking stones, but it's just filled with an area where you can walk in. You can pick a flower if you'd like, but everything is just cared for beautifully. I came down here one time and took a picture of a new dress that we offer on our website and sat in one of these archways. It's perfect backdrop for photographs, family photographs, or just you know, getting away from it all. Most of the flowers are marked so you know what is coming up. Look at that. Go back over here. I wonder what this says on these stones. Various sculptures. There's our picnic table. I'm gonna go back over here so you can see just the beautiful flowers. And in the fall, they encourage you to come and get some seeds. Plant flowers in your own garden. Here is the backyard, the cottage garden, the rock garden, and the children's garden. You can play. Actually, you can't play. These are permanent. If I remember right. Yeah. This is dedicated by Patrick Shannon. It's called Ballpoint. And these are cement. They're stuck in the ground. But just a really, really cute addition to the garden. Here's the rock garden. Beautiful. Wonder who wrote on all of these. And I'm going to take you over to the children's playhouse. You can sit on your favorite pet. Can you imagine all the pictures you can take out here? Let's see, here's what it says down below. Honoring the fond memories of those departed and those still with us. The playhouse trees and shrubs were given by that's Mayville Portland High School, class of 1978. And this area next to the river, you can kind of hear it in the background. It does flood from time to time. This is the Goose River. It's high right now because we've had a lot of water. But look at the cute chairs. Back up a little bit. So cute. Little mushroom toadstool. And you come inside and you can play. It's just so great. Teeny, teeny, tiny chairs, and look at the chandelier. Isn't that beautiful? It's so amazing. And the door is always open. Another picnic table. See how wonderful this is. And walking through here, all the stepping stones and little sayings along the way. You can find so many different things when you go to a garden. And the Rainbow Gardens is just so precious. Look at that. We're like in the first part of July, so some flowers are blooming, some have bloomed, and some are about to bloom. And I just want you to know, if you could smell what I smell walking through here, you would be amazed. Sit on a yellow bench. Now, I'm out here at about 8:30 in the morning, and so there's a lot of shade with these very large trees. This is the herb garden. And it's fantastic because you can come out here if you've never smelled any of the herbs before or tasted them or just need something for your dinner. Come out here and grab a little bit. There's some lemon balm. I just love how everything is interspersed with artwork and sculptures. And look at the stained glass bench. You sit down and just take a minute. Looks like they're planting some things here. This is dill. Sweet mint. All the different kinds. There's peppermint. Actually, this is filled with dill. So gorgeous. This is the first time I've been out here this year. There's a labyrinth out here and it looks like they're working on it to try to clean it up and get it redone. Little mailbox. Send yourself a letter. And of course, you have to have a hammock. There's so many places to sit out here that there could be a lot of people here and you would never feel it. And way to the back, I'm gonna point over to the east where we entered the garden. There is a place for trailers and camping and a really modern shower and bathroom here. It's a beautiful place to camp. More sculptures. And across 200, we have the Island Park. And I don't think you can see over there because I'm a little low. But today, this morning, we have a farmer's market. Every Saturday, there's a farmer's market from 9 to noon. And then on Wednesdays, for an hour. Look at how beautiful this is. You know, this is really a great place for me. I don't know a lot about flowers. I'm learning. My sister is really helping me a lot with adding different plants and things around our house at the farm. And you just come out here and take a look at what each one of these plants are. It's just amazing. If you have an old wheelbarrow, what a great planter. Okay, now we're gonna go back over to this amazing main garden and look at the trees. I think that's a crabapple tree. Another bench. Sit down in the middle of the garden. Everything is filled in so nicely this year. I think this is Irish soap hanging. Look at that. They're doing some amazingly creative things. This rock is phenomenal. I am going to zoom out just a little bit. I don't know if that will help. It's kind of dark. I'll go around the other side too. It's called the Sentinel. Let me get down here so you can see the sign. It's amazing. Zoom in again. Actually, no, I'm going to leave this out. It really adds a lot to the depth of the garden. Oh, look at this. Now, I have to tell you, I am always looking for ideas of color, and in our fabric collection, I bet you knew this was going to go to fabric, right? In our fabric collection, I'm always thinking of flowers, and I think of our gradation, Nuance Gradation Collection, which is just a combination of colors that transition from one shade to the next in one fabric. And so I'm gonna see what we can do with sharing how we can use our gradations with all the different shades you can see in a garden. The purples, I think of hyacinth violet. The pinks, I think of our fuchsia. I'm gonna zoom in on that. And our black cherry. Oh, look at the vines. We have Scarlet and Ruby Red. This is an amazingly perfect morning, I have to tell you. This area is new. This entire cement area with the ball and the globe in the center. It's beautiful. It just extends the garden. Each year there's a little something new. If I recall, this area here is planted with everything white. Where that sign is. What does this say? Ooh, look at that. The land of sky. Beautiful sayings. There's so much to look at and just walk around. You could spend so much time. Look at these rocks. They're called the little people. By Patrick Shannon. Stone and metal. It was added in 2010. More benches. And then we have the old turtle. Our nephews came out here with us and sat on the turtle. I have pictures of Teddy. Actually, I think it was Teddy who came out here and sat down. It's great. Beautiful trees. This again, this is the area that has so much white. Harry and Margaret Anderson. This is given in their memory. They are relatives. I guess I would find somebody out here who's a relative, right? Oh my goodness. Cousins of my dad. There's a new sign at the entryway of the Rainbow Gardens. It's beautiful. Designed and painted by local artists. And on the front is a signboard saying what's going on out here. And this no, not next Wednesday, but the 17th of July, they'll have music in the park. And there's always a food truck. Come out and enjoy the evening. You can sit under the canopy in your rocking chair and again, read a good book. There's weddings that take place out here. There you can see more of the camping area. This is called Follow the Muse. Carved stone and metal leaf. Look at that. Beautiful. And we are back at the entrance. I'm going to take you over to see. I like this in living memory. I just love it. Joe Ewan. Isn't that garden amazing? It is filled with sounds of chimes, texture with the structures, the sculptures, the flowers, the color. It is so inspiring, and I'm really glad that I was able to take an opportunity to walk through it when there was really no one else there. I felt like I was in my little secret garden. And just share with you some of the beauty of summer. I don't think we take the time enough to just relax and to take it all in. When I was driving to the office after taking that video, I instantly thought of a friend of ours. She sent me an email a couple of days ago. Her name is Mary. So Mary, if you're watching, this is you. And she included pictures of a vine, a clematis growing on a structure that is just spectacular. And in the heading, it was, I don't remember the exact words, but in the heading, it was something about, wouldn't this make a beautiful batik? Or this makes me think of batiks. And it is so true. The color, the richness, whether it be creating a motif that looks like the vines and the clematis flower and all the intricacies of it, or simply the color itself, it just would be an amazing, amazing fabric. So when I walked into the door, I put my camera up here and I decided to jump over to the Nuance Gradations because I think of color. I think of the simplest way to show and incorporate colors that you see in a garden with our Nuance Gradation fabric. So I grabbed our pack, and I'm glad I had this because I was trying to figure out how I was going to put together all 28 shades and 28 fabrics. It's lots of shades, but 28 fabrics. And I have one pack, which is our 9-inch strip pack of the Nuance Gradations. And each fabric, now I'm going to open this up to show you what the gradations are. And just, I want you to know, this is not planned in any way, shape, or form. So I apologize if this makes a lot of noise, but I want to open this up and show you why I love gardens, why I love color and how they can be an inspiration to you. So each one of the fabrics, now this is the little card that is 28 shades of Nuance Gradations. And so I separate these sides so that you can see most of the colors when you're looking at the packs, or if you open this up in your house after ordering it, you're like, oh my gosh, look at all the color. You're going to see the darkest side of a piece of fabric, and you're going to see the lightest side. So you see a full range of color. This is, I don't know if I should call them warm or cool sides, but I try to group them. These are all the Crayola bright shades, and you can just see all of the colors of the flowers that you just saw in the Rainbow Gardens in each one of these fabrics. And then on the other side, we have some of the more earth tones and autumnal tones and ocean tones of turquoise and blue. Here are cinnamon and some of our reds. There's so many beautiful, beautiful shades. Let me hold up one of the fabrics. This is Cantaloupe. So this is 45 inches wide, selvage, selvage, and look at all the shades. From a yellow, a really, really bright yellow, to a very bright orange. And so if you think about how these shades would look in a flower, it is just an amazing way to use all the different shades of a 45-inch wide strip of hand-dyed gradation. This is just one, and we have 28 different shades. I don't think I want to go through every single one of them, but one of the flowers, and hopefully I can put up a picture here. This is Tequila Sunrise. Now you can think of that drink of Tequila Sunrise where it has all of the shades of yellows and golds and reds and really deep, deep red on this side of the selvage, or you can think of a marigold. You can think of any flower that has all of these different shades in it. Now I'm going to jump to, look at this, fuchsia. These are just, see what you can do with each one of these fabrics? This is fuchsia, from like a bold, bold, bold pink to a purple. Here's blueberry. I might go through all of these. This is hyacinth violet. And this is the one that I always think about when I think of the vine that Mary sent a picture of with the clematis. And it's the range of color from a berry to the very, very deep purple blue is beautiful. Each one of our fabrics, here is Atlantis. Here we have the blue sky. This would make a great backdrop for a wall hanging where you want to show a grass with a sky. Isn't that beautiful? And we always have to have green. This is one of our shades of green. This is called Mint, from kind of a limey green on this edge of the selvage to a bold green on this selvage edge. And then there's always the deep, deep, deep shade of Nautica. This is our blue. It doesn't have a lot of transition from the lightest to the darkest, but it just has enough for a subtle grade to add variety to any one of your projects. And this is the deep, deep sky. I love this one. This is called Terra. This might read lighter than it really is. It has a nice transition from kind of some brown shades to deep blue black shades. This is our yellow. Now, this grouping that I'm going to show you next is more what I would call monochromatic, where it stays within one color family, but it transitions from a very light shade of yellow to a very dark shade of yellow. Here is Scarlet, a beautiful rose red. Here is Black Cherry. Here is Grape. How beautiful. And Purple. We're going to transition into what I call like kind of our ocean or water shades. This is light turquoise. So this is a very, very subtle shade of turquoise, and we're adding to this collection. So in a couple of months, we're going to be receiving a whole grouping of gradation shades that we used to produce. We decided to go back into them again, and they were our Nuance collection of light peach and mint. So everything that has like a really, really light shade to it, and it is the background to a couple of our really small wall hangings. They're perfect for scrappy backgrounds. So that will transition into our deeper turquoise. And this is Danube. I love this blue shade of Danube. It's such a bright blue and works beautifully with the green and blue of Atlantis. Here is Blue Nights. We call it Blue Nights, but it has a hint of blue to it, but it really reads a beautiful gray from light to dark. That is, no, I think we have a couple more that are considered monochrome, but this is our dark brown. We call this Bark. Very little transition, but just enough to give it a really great amount of texture. Here is Cinnamon. I love cinnamon for fall. Here is Linen, very light shade. Again, I would consider this as part of our, what we're going to have back again, which is our Nuance collection, which is a very, very light shade of linen to a very slight darker shade of linen. This is Cardinal. You can just see the cardinal bird in this fabric shade. This is Ruby Red. How beautiful. This is our Copen Blue. This is one of your favorite colors, by the way. Here is Teal. The other fabric of the green family, this is called Fairway, and I think this just reads stems, leaves, anything that is foliage related. When you're thinking about a garden setting, this is a beautiful, beautiful green. And this is Fairway. And here is Brown. You always have to have a basic brown. So here is the brown. And if you just heard that, that's thunder. I think we're going to get a pretty good downpour here any minute. That is our collection of Nuance Gradation Batik. I did not intend to go through each one of our Nuance Gradation fabrics today, but it just seemed right. I was just in the mood to share all the different colors that we have in this specific and very, very special collection of fabrics after going through Rainbow Gardens. It just seemed so appropriate. Take a moment to step outside, breathe the air, hear some chimes, and get some inspiration from outside, and just take a moment to enjoy our summer. Until next time, keep sewing, smiling, and sharing, and gardening.